It's a live stream again. Nobody hear you just yet. Let's give it a few seconds. All 20 of them. No one's here just yet. It's dinner time somewhere around the world. Let's wait and see. Is anybody gonna jump in? Hey, Minnie. It tells me on the screen at this end that there's 0 people watching. Tommy, 2 in, yet it still says 0 in that corner up there. Now it says 2. God, this thing's slow. How is everyone? How are you two doing? I have just been out for a poodle in TC. I'll take the hat off, shall I? It's a bit warm and toasty. I think I'll pull a curtain over as well because it's very, very blinding. How's that? Any better? Skick, there you are. Glasses off. Look more human now. Mark, hello. Oh, God, it is warm today. Lee, yellow. Hey, Chris. Chris, and Lee, I'm so sorry I can't make it to Cortina Day this weekend. I really can't do it. It's the paper stuff or plastic, as it's now currently known. Yeah, and I found. Oh yeah, I thought it would be tea time. Hey, Mystic. Yeah, a few things to discuss about TC. No, Skick, I'm not selling the Rover. But if somebody did buy it from me, I would buy another classic car, British one. Even though Cortina is actually British, I'd still buy, and I would buy a British classic car. Probably less comfortable than the Rover 75 because there's not much which is less comfortable. No, hang on. Yes, less comfortable. I think Rolls-Royce is definitely up there with comfort. But then again, Rovers do rattle. We know this. If anyone's been watching Matt Furious putting that dashboard in, they creak a lot. Very possible, Mystic. But I don't think I would get enough money for the Rover. Oh, you got to work on Sunday, or are you going the Saturday? Because I keep thinking it's the Sunday. It's both days, isn't it? I do forget these things. I've slept since last year in the back of TC. No. How many of you are with me? Okay, so there's 9 of you here. I'm waiting for Project MGTF or Norman to jump in at some point. Now, today I went down to a car restorers near me called A&M Restorations in Plymouth, and I spoke to the chap who recommended that. Yeah, go Lee, go. He recommended I phone this other chap. I'd already been given the number for him, and he couldn't do it. He needed people, and because when you're doing an old windscreen for a classic car, you need string, and you need people, and you need the pushy tools and stuff, and you need to be able to put pressure on the screen when you're doing the job. Now, the guy I spoke to at A&M, he's going to give this guy a ring, and he's going to give me a call back tomorrow, at some point tomorrow. I don't know when. At the same time, I have found that the middle silencer on TC is rattling like nobody's business. So I think the baffly bits inside the box have gone. Only trouble with that is the fact that when it was on blocks, when I was welding the car, because it kept on leaking and it wouldn't fit properly, I welded it. So the downpipe is welded to the middle section. And a middle section to replace that is like 60 plus quid. I mean, that's not a massive amount of money. And the pipes would need adjustment hang on, let's adjust the screen. The pipes would need adjustment anyway. And to be fair with you, I think that it's been leaking for quite some time. There's been a blow from somewhere, and I think it could be that middle box, but I don't quote me on that. It just seems that when I roll the windows down, I'm getting fumes in. Close the window and have the fan going, it's fine. But it's like when you're driving a car, if you want the window down, it's nice to have the window down and not getting choked to death by fumes. The other thing, what was it? Oh yes, I believe that TC's front valance is going to need to be replaced, unfortunately, because that front valance has got like that kind of character to it. But unfortunately, time and the tin worm is taking its toll, unfortunately. So, would anybody like to say yes or no whether the front valance needs changing? Welding mask hit my camel. I'm not sure. You'd have to find the video. Let me know if you guys think that needs to be replaced, because I say yes. The only downside with that is the fact that if this front valance is replaced, do I paint it blue to match the rest of the car, or do I create the same effect that is on the original valance? But I don't know. I'm not overly sure if the inner valance is going to need replacing as well. So there we go. I've got to look online to find the price of a front valance. I know I watched when Pete and Richard replaced the one on Ash's car. Black and you can fix it. Blue or under seal. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, I don't fancy prodding it just yet, Mystic. I'd rather get like you know, I might even be able to replace a section of it or something. I'm not sure. Thing is, because it's sandwiched, it's like that. You've got the front valance bit there, and you've got the bit in behind it that goes up, and it's welded all the way along the edge. To be honest with you, Mystic, I think there's a lot of rot on the front valance. It's, I think, because rust is a slow creeper over time. A lot of things are being affected now. The only downside, you could leave the valance and finish it. Hang on. You could leave the valance in, finish. It comes in and click. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I don't want to put filler in it though. I'd rather put just metal, because filler can hold, hold water and then cause rot, even more rot. So it's going to need replacing again over time. I'm not a fan, unless you mean fill it with fresh metal. I'm just gonna, if anybody out there wants to join, I'm gonna chuck the link up. Copy. Oh, if nobody, feel free if you want to. There's a join button, should be down there. If you want to join the channel, you're more than welcome. Not structural, so a bit of filler and paint and you're sorted. Try telling that to the rear balances. There we go. There's the link if anybody wants to come up and chat. Oh, Project MGTF has just popped up a video. So you never know, you might pop the video up and then come in and say hello. I don't think Beards and Bangers will be around at the moment, but you never know. Yeah, so what else was it? Oh yeah, I wanted to take TC for a run because I'd replaced the engine mounts and I hadn't really gone anywhere. All I'd done is gone around the block and I'd hearing the squealing. Skick, I haven't welded in 2 years. It's doing my head in. I need to get back into it, and there's nowhere I can do it right now. Yeah, I'll get back to the engine thing in a moment. Please remind me if I forget. Okay, so VW Coco, I don't know if you're aware of his channel. He basically said a while ago, he said, yeah, look, come around and use the yard if you want to. You're more than welcome to use the welder. He's had some problems because his yard is connected to a different company. They've had a few issues, and it's had a knock-on effect on him. So there's a power issue at the moment. He's only renting. He doesn't do it professionally. He does it as a hobby. So it's had a knock-on effect on him as well. So I can't weld there. I can't use a generator with a welder because the welder will just kill the Jenny because of the output. It needs so much more power. So that's out the window. There was a company in Plymouth where you could take your vehicle, you could pay a fee, and hey Neil, welcome. You could pay a fee. You could work on your vehicle in this building up on ramps and everything. Had all the tools and everything he needed, but he wasn't getting the trade. So he's had to cancel all that, and he's now just vehicle storage. There's no work to be done at all. He had to put his prices up so high that it wasn't financially viable. So even if I wanted to, it probably would have cost me more to work on the car at the unit than actually get parts and weld things on. So it probably wouldn't have been financially viable for me. So at the moment, I'm kind of stuck. Mark, TC is a 1972 pre-facelift Cortina. Not long before it went to the facelift, which is Chris's car, Pluto Motors. Because I think yours, Chris, is an early 73, isn't it? It's on the borderline of when they started changing the dash. Yes, that was it. Talking about after I changed the engine mounts. When I went down to go and see this guy, this workshop about getting the windscreen done, on the way back, I took the car onto the A38 dual carriageway just to push the car up to 70. It's better, but it's still shaky. Shall I put it? Something needs to be replaced. Something is not quite right on the car, and I've got a suspicion it could be the shock absorbers. Now, the ones that are on there aren't new; they were secondhand. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Chris is a 76. I got confused. Sorry, I thought he was a 73 for a minute. What was I saying? No, it's gone. Is it? I don't know. That's it. Yeah, hit Chris is very late Mark III. Yeah. I'm not too sure exactly what is the best thing to do with TC right now. I think the first thing is I'm talking about suspension. Because when you hit a bump, it's really hard. It really rattles the car. Oh yeah, the Pete, when he did his video on the steering rack on Papa, mine is worse than Papa's. So that needs to come out. It needs to be modified and adjusted and put back in just like Pete did, so there's no play. I need to turn the power switch on. My battery's about to die. There we go, it's working. So there's quite a few jobs to do on TC. So I think really the first thing that should be done is the exhaust. That needs to be done because it's rattling like hell. Because when you can feel it on the other side of the car because that's where it goes. Comes down from the engine on the right hand side, goes over to the left of the car, and it rattles over that side. And when I brought the car down from Birmingham after welding it, I went over quite a few speed bumps because it hadn't been adjusted correctly, and it is battered. That middle can is battered, and that's probably not helped it at all, really. So yeah, I think it's about £66 for the middle piece. I can get one on Evil Bay. Let's have a quick look on Evil Bay. Here we go. I looked for it on the phone, but I'm not linked on the phone to my account. Cortina exhaust. So, oh yeah, quality Clarius. Don't buy Clarius; it's not great quality. But then again, if you've got no choice, then you've got no choice. There's a lot of used stuff, and I think what had happened is I had a used middle piece, and it's starting to fail now after being beaten up by numerous speed bumps. It's not easy trying to find exhaust parts on eBay. And Euro car parts have a minimal supply of bits. Okay, oh no, I was wrong. And it is Clarius, unfortunately. Middle silencer, £70, 48p. Free postage, thankfully. So let's put a like on that one. Go back to StreamYard. Yes, Flea Bay, Evil Bay, call it what you like. So we have 11 people in. I'm surprised we haven't had any other YouTubers in, apart from Chris. But then again, it is like 6 o'clock. People are probably having a munch. So Bosal. What's that? Yeah, Chris, they're not great. Well, you have to play with it a bit to get it to fit sometimes, especially Clarius stuff. It's not exact. Which part did you have? Did you have the bit that goes over the rear axle? Because that can be a pig to get in. That really can. What is Bossel, Mini? Bossel exhausts. I've not heard of them before. Are they? Hang on. Is that like a website or something? Hang on. Let's go to BOSAL exhaust. Ooh. Granada. W639. Astra. Powertrain aftermarket Bossel. Okay, I'll have a look at that later. I'll have a look at their website and see what they say. Who did I miss someone? No, Skick. The only possible reason that I would is if I had no choice. If something catastrophic happened and I had to sell the car because I was totally and utterly skint, the car would go back to Pete because that's what we agreed. Other than that, no chance in hell. It's a bit like Hubnut selling Ellie or Pete selling Bramble. Ain't gonna happen. Yeah, I couldn't do it. It was fitted by a complete idiot. You're not an idiot, Chris. You just eat too many burgers when you're out and about. When you're filming, it's that camera, you see. Jason, welcome. We're talking about TC and current foibles right now. We've been talking about exhaust because the middle section's rattling. The engine still vibrating in the car, but it's not as bad. Windscreen issues and a few other bits and bobs. And I'm going to a car show at the end of the month. So I was happy to get um, the prop shaft bearing cage in its rightful position. Yeah, we did see that video. I do remember that. Might have to rewatch that again at some point. Yeah, if I'm just going to find this car show a moment. There we go. King Stainton Classic Car Show, Tainbridge Classics, or Tynebridge, however you want to call it. So it is. I'm just looking at the link on my Facebook page, just in case anybody else is not on there. I do have a Facebook page for TC, or the channel actually. It used to be just for TC. Oakford Lawn in King Stainton for a classic car show to remember. Cars clubs, static displays, and trade stalls. So there's parts to be had as well. And I think I'm not too sure if money goes to charity here. I don't think I've read a huge amount about it. I just wanted to go to a classic car show. They got classics memorabilia. This show is near Newton Abbot in Devon, if anyone is anywhere near. And it's on when is it happening? Oh yeah, 2nd of next month, which is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 weeks away. Well, 3 weeks Sunday. So if anybody is in the Devon area, feel free to pop down. When is it, Chris? How long away? Because I haven't got tickets or anything for anything because I'm just trying to save up money to get things done. I need to save up 400 quid to get the sill on the Rover fixed because that's just getting worse. If anyone knows Rovers, when they start to rot at the wheel arches, especially where it joins the sill, that's part of the structure of the car. Hey, Bill. Welcome. Yeah, both sills need repair work on the 75. That's a must. That has to happen before the end of the year. So yeah, it's bugging me. I know I said I was going to work on the bike this year as well, didn't I? This is getting frustrating. It's like you fix one job and you think, okay, that's done, and then you want to work on something else, but you can't. Something gets in the way. Oh yeah, I've misplaced the thingy bob that grabs my phone when it's on the tripod, so I can't film anything with that anymore until I find it. I might be a bit stuck. I'll have to try and find my DSLR because I don't know if you guys have watched my channel for a long time. I know some of you have. Mystic has been watching for a long time, and Jason. I used to use a DSLR, and every now and again the thing would just shut itself down in the middle of work, and ever so frustrating. No worries, Mark. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I'm surprised no one else is here. But yeah, it's just literally my my little chat. Anyone got any questions about TC or if I can clear anything up for anyone if they've missed anything? I get one job done, there's always several more jobs waiting. Yeah, very true, Jason. Sunday, 23rd of July. Hang on, I've got a calendar on the computer. 23rd of July. Hey, Dusty. June, July. So it's not for over a month yet. One moment, I'm going to go and get my Cortina calendar. Okay, Cortina. Oh, what's happened there? My foot hit the mouse. Yeah, bike project. Yeah. Okay, so 23rd of July. You know what? They haven't. That's not even mentioned on here. Look, there's nothing. That's awful. Bad showing. Where's a pen? There's a pen. There's a pen. Right, 23rd. You did say 23rd, didn't you, Chris? 23rd of July. Yeah. Gaydon Ford show. Right, I've written that down. I will do my utmost. Hey, Dirt Rider. Chris is not sleeping in my car. Yeah, Kingstaton show is on the 2nd. Then, yeah, there's Kingstaton show there in Devon, and then you got the Gaydon show there. Oh, thank you, Chris. Saying about parts for TC, there was a Facebook thing on the Mark III Owners Club Facebook page. I've forgotten his name. He was putting up loads of like seats and stuff for Cortinas, and he's over in Europe, and he's coming over for Cortina Day. No, yeah, Cortina Day. He wants 50 quid for the 2 front seats, and they match the same colour as TC. And my driver's seat is knackered. Every time you get in the thing, it makes cracking noises. It's buggered. So that needs replacing. I can't remember if TC's seats are shaped like straight or if they're contoured, as in the seat base. And it's getting close to that point. I need to contact him and say, look, yeah, I want them. And then I might have to just send in the money via PayPal or something. But he said to me, because I can't get there, he says, can anyone collect the parts for you? Everyone else lives up there. I live all the way down here. No, there isn't Skik. I rent one from the local authority, which is like £10 a week. And there's a space in there to get the car in, a workbench and the bike, not much else. I'm in the same kind of predicament as Sheldon in a way, where, you know, finding somewhere to work is not easy. And if you do find it, it's expensive. Yeah, it's a case at the moment, if you haven't got a garage big enough, trying to find a company which does outsourcing, and we know what outsourcing can be like. If you outsource a job for somebody else, it's time, because when you take something to that person, you're waiting for it. Pop-up tent, Chris, seriously. No, not recently, Mystic. No, not for a while. I did see a video. I'm sure he put up a video not long ago. Oh, what was that? It was something to do with he drove a car, or something to do with SD1. I think it was an SD1 video. It was only a couple of weeks ago. Saying that, my videos aren't exactly, you know, consistent. I just put them out when I've got one. Yeah, so just a little video really of like explaining what's going on with TC right now, and obviously the Rover, I did mention that. But it's not all doom and gloom. They're running. Decent unit to work on, a couple of cars, at least 100. Yeah, I haven't got that kind of money, Mystic. Jason, sorry. I haven't got that kind of money. Hey, Iva. Thanks for joining. We're just chatting about the projects on the channel. TC mostly. Looking at getting the windscreen sorted and some welding. It's just when and how and where. Yeah, I'm not in a position to spend £100 a week, Jason, at all. So yeah, it's just I'm on a low income. Let's put it that way. Anyone else got any questions for the channel, or because I'm hoping I can get a video out soon. I'm hoping next week to get a film out. That's the plan. Can't tell you what it is just yet, though. That ruin the surprise, really, wouldn't it, guys? It really would. 18 people. Wow, 18 in the house. Crikey, I didn't expect that. Or was it more than that earlier? I can't remember. I forget these things. TC is a 1600 Pinto, upgraded from a 1300 Crossflow. I think it came from the end. I'm pretty sure the engine came from a GT. And weirdly enough, yeah, I think Pete said to me it came from a GT. The prop shaft is from a GT. The rear axle is from a GT. So basically, TC is a GT estate in disguise. So I just wish it, rode like a GT, but it doesn't. No, saying about the ride, it definitely needs to be improved, and I think it's this. I think it's the shock absorbers. No, sadly not, Chris. No, I was hoping. I know you enjoyed that one. Yeah, no, that was just stuff that I'd had, and basically a video that went wrong. And it's like, okay, I'm just going to put this together and stick it up and see what happens. And it was mixed reactions actually from that one. Yeah, that wasn't. I found it quite funny, but not everyone did. But then again, you can't please everyone all the time, as the saying goes. You just got to put stuff out. It was fun doing that. Yeah. And at one point, being at the petrol station, waiting for ages for the person in the Mercedes GLC. No, Skik. No, I won't sell Kawasaki, and I won't sell Buddy. The only vehicle on the channel that would possibly go anywhere is the Rover, and that would be basically if I can sort the paintwork out and repair the sill damage and get it to a reasonable condition. But then I did think to myself, well, should I get another 75 that's got lower mileage and in better condition? All the work I've put into that car, because I have done quite a bit to it, there's quite a bit of content on my channel. It's like, do I get rid of it? Do I improve it and then increase its value, because their values are going up, as Rob from Beards and Bangers said last night. The values of 75s are creeping up. They're getting rare. Bill, you need to do what they call CBT, which is compulsory basic training, and it's like 1 day or less than a day. Actually, it's like a few hours. They teach you the basics of riding a motorcycle. And they say if you can ride a bicycle, you can ride a motorbike. Right, doing your CBT is easy. If you've got self-control with your balance, you're fine. You know, and control the switches and things. and awareness, you can do that. And then after that, you've got to take, from what my memory can dig up, because I passed my bike test. I think it was 2006. No, can't remember the name of it. But basically, you've got two other versions of the full test to do. You can go straight for the main test, which you can pass it, which you've got your hazard perception, and you've got a theory test and lessons on a bigger bike. Both basically the same in a way. And at the end of it, one where you can just ride anything you like out the gate, and the other one you're restricted for 2 years to 33 brake horsepower, which then means you can buy any bike you like, and you've got to have a restriction kit fitted to restrict the power. After 2 years, you can then have that removed. I went for the restriction because it was cheaper, and I had a Suzuki GS500E for a couple of years, and that had a restriction kit. I'm going to do some wheelies tomorrow. No, I when I first rode the 600, the very first time I was on that bike, I was riding around the city. I went to pull out of a junction, and I didn't realise how much torque that bike has. And I opened the throttle like I did on the 500, and with the 500 you need to give it a bit of rev. This bike you didn't. You could pull that throttle and the front would lift, and it scared me witless. It was not nice. No, I wouldn't want to be a taxi driver. Not with the abuse people get being a taxi driver. Chauffeur, I don't know. I think you've got to have like about 1 billion qualifications to do stuff like that, and some very posh clothes, which I really don't have. But then again, I've no idea. Chauffeur. Wonder what cars you'd get to drive. If it's electric, bye bye. I wouldn't want to drive an electric. I don't know either. Haven't got a clue how much it's worth. I'd need someone to look at it, but it's going to cost me at least £1,000 to get the paintwork fixed. So yeah, bag of sand, paintwork sorted. No, Jason, haven't done that. I haven't left this island since 1995. Hey, Inter, welcome. You're only like 38 minutes late, but don't worry, we won't hold it against you. No, I went to France in the mid-90s for 3 days, and it was crap. Possibly Skick, possibly, but with the sills in the condition they are, one's caved in by a rock when I went to go and get the Victor lawnmower, and the other side, rot is just creeping in as it does. I would be lucky to get £1,000 for that car in its current condition, Skick. I think, even though I've done lots of little modifications to it, the paintwork lets it down the most. I mean, it drives okay. You know, there's nothing which is worrying me with the mechanics of it. It's just the bodywork, and the longer I leave it, the worse it's going to get, which is unfortunate. Oh, 19 people in. Thank you. Very kind. Let's bring this stream up on YouTube, because I might be able to catch up with the comments a bit more quickly. YouTube. Can I watch my own thing on YouTube? Have a good day, Simone. Everyone, please remember. Thank you, Dirt Rider. Very kind. And you enjoy the rest of your day too, because I know you're 5 hours behind, I think. So have a good day to you and all of your family. Say hi. Right. Channel. Your channel. I don't know how Boaty and Mustard do this, because they're on one screen, like, and they're on another, and it's like, I don't know how they do that. Sam's dad, always. Hello, you sound new. If you are, welcome to the channel. Thank you for jumping in and saying hello. Right, hang on. Where are we? Oh, there we go. Turn the volume down. Right, so I can see you on there. So I don't know how Boaty and that does it. That's my mate. Your 75 is worth 1,500 quid. That ain't bad, actually. That's like half the value of a Lost in Allegro. Well, even with the damage, because that needs to be fixed. I mean, there is a video on my channel where I go over the paintwork. If you haven't seen it, feel free to go and have a look. Foldy McFoldface is downstairs at the bottom of the stairs. He's being naughty. He's at the bottom of the stairs and he's staying there for now. Being bad. I love that name. Alex's Assets named the car, bike even. It's so funny when I went to Gaydon and my tyre was flat, completely flat, and a chap let me use his pump. Black Lines, welcome. Hi. Excuse me. Yeah, got a belt just like Alex. So when I got home, because she couldn't ride the bike because the tire was awful, I had to go to bike shop and get a new inner tube. It's worth all that day long classic. Really? I'm surprised, because how many of you remember how much I paid for that car? And can you tell me, here we go, here's a question for all of you. What year did I buy the car and how much did I pay for it? There's a question for all of you HOC fans, Hock fans, or Hockers. Correct Skick on the price. Absolute bargain, that car. Correct Skick. Skick wins. He's picking up all this information. Yeah, I bought the car from my friend Adrian, and the bonnet was jam stuck. There's quite a few things that can go wrong with the 75s and cause problems, whereas the bonnet catch is one wire, like a bicycle brake cable, into a box where you've then got two more that pull, and they pop out of their little retaining block inside this little casing. So what you have to do to get the bonnet open, jack the car up, take off the driver's front wheel, open the hatch, which is on the inside of the arch liner, get your hand in there, and you have to try and get your hand in to a certain point where you can pull this retainer off the side of the bodywork inside the engine bay, and then pull it. You have to put it the correct way as well. You have to pull it from the bonnet, and it's because it was stuck and it had been there like that for so long, it was so difficult to pull. I had cuts and bruises all over my hands and my forearms. When we finally got the bonnet open, I don't think I filmed a huge amount of doing that. I filmed some of it, but the engine itself was absolutely filthy. So did some repairs there, cleaned it all, the leather inside, cleaned all that. I mean, it's there have been times where that car has tested me. The fuel pumps, two of them, They tested me. When the fuel gauges and everything, I twice that car broke down on me. The first time was when the fuel gauge went so low, it basically said when you get to a quarter of a tank, you need to fill up. So I head to the fuel station to fill up with diesel, and it died on a big roundabout, and I was stranded. And I couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. I'm trying to think what the other one was. I'm lost. I lose track of stuff. I forget things. 2 arms, not 4 arms. I'm forgetting stuff. What other stuff did it test me with? There were other things. I know there were. Oh, yeah, I had to take the front end of the car off because I wanted to change the bonnet catch. You'd think changing a bonnet catch, literally just a bonnet catch, would be a straightforward job. No. Bumper off, crash structure off, headlights out, and the entire front slam panel had to be unbolted and moved forward to get the just this latch removed and put the new latch in. Yes, BMW engine. I put in the modified breather thingy from a BMW in there because the Rover one is terrible. So that's been changed. It's already got the replacement temperature sensor. That was already done before I even got the car. You can tell when you lift the plastic cover up and you look underneath, you can see if it's been replaced or not because you've got the extra 2 Jubilee clips which are holding it in position. So that's already been done. Oh yes, the new cup holder, Mystic. Thank you for that. Oh yeah, and I still need to finish because Matt from Furious Driving did the dashboard. Now that's I was watching him do that, and somebody said to me, "It's really tricky, it's really fiddly, and you got to take the center console out." I was like, "No, you don't, not now." Yeah, that. Yeah, I couldn't believe how much I had to unbolt, Chris. It was just nuts. Plenty of nuts and bolts. Yeah, so next job I'm going to do on that car, I'm going to try and film it, even though I'm missing my clamp for the phone. I'm going to have to maybe use GoPro or something to try and do that fisheye bowl thingy. I need to get that dashboard done because that's been loose now for well over a year and a half. That's been just sat there, just wobbling around because I thought it was a bigger job than it actually is. So yeah, that could be possibly the next video that goes up on the channel. Or I could do a job on something else. No, okay. Quick question to everyone. What would you like to see on the channel? Which vehicle would you like to see something worked on? I know I can't please everyone all the time and like get stuff out exactly when needed. But what would you like to see worked on the channel? Pinky. Okay, we've got 1 vote for Pinky. Thank you, Bill. Gaming, very possible, Mystic. I was thinking about that because I still haven't finished playing that blooming Walking Dead game. I haven't played it for ages. Okay, so we've got 1 for Pinky, 2 for the Cortina. RS125. Now, I do have a job that needs to be done on the RS125. Another 1 for TC. Dusty's Pinky. Okay, so we've got fans of every vehicle on the channel other than the Rover at the moment. Okay. What I'm going to try and do, I need to this year before the summer kind of wears away, get some work done on each vehicle and get a video out or a film, as I call it. I always call them films, and even though earlier I said video, I prefer to call it a film because you're working on it. It takes ages. It doesn't matter because you make good content. Thank you, Neil. That means a lot. That really does. Yeah, Connie. Yeah. Okay, right. I'm going to give it until 1 hour. And if anybody jumps in at the end, tough titty. I have got a part for the RS125 Dusty to go on the bike, and I need to get some wiring in. I need to get the coil bolted on. I have the bracket for the coil, and I have been procrastinating for way too long to get that bike sorted. Recently, I didn't film it, but I put the video out on the lawnmower. Unfortunately, the following day, I went to use it again, and it wouldn't start. It would the engine would run, but it wouldn't stay running. So I had to constantly keep priming it, and it would run then. So I had to order a carburetor rebuild kit, and I really wasn't in the mood to film it, so I didn't. But it works now. So I've done that. I don't know, Skig. I really don't. I really don't know. The issue I have is that when it was stored at my previous garage, it was broken into a number of times and stuff was stolen. I didn't realize what was being stolen because the RS125 was in bits, in boxes. So, when something's packed away and you don't see it, you don't you don't recognize that something's gone. Well, I will remember what it's called in a moment. The stator. The stator is a big wheel with magnets in it, and it spins around the coil, I think. No, not a coil. The stator. No, I don't know. Anyway, it spins around, creates a generator, creates like an electrical current. That was stolen, and they're not easy to find for an RS125. The closest thing I could find was one for a Yamaha RXS 100. It's exactly the same size. It fits. It spins. It doesn't hit anything. I don't know if it will work. The bike kicks over. It's got compression. The only thing I can do, I think, is put the rubber thingy on for the airbox. That's one thing as well. I need to try and find an air filter for this thing. And I've looked on eBay and it's not easy to find. The ones I keep finding are long filters. This one is a short, round filter. Can't seem to find one. Nice one, Dusty. I just noticed your comment then. Yeah, they were really popular at one point, and then they vanished. So once I've got the coil in and a 6-volt battery, I need to get a battery as well. I want to get a Moto Bat because the Moto Bat ones are very good. They're bright yellow, and that's not a shade on them being very, very good. I mean, yellow is cool. So I'm kind of hoping that I can get the battery in, get some of the wiring in, even though the wiring is butchered, and see if I do it, give it a kickstart, see if it puts out a spark. If it puts out a spark, it's a possibility we can get it running. I really hope so because that bike hasn't run. Oh God, what year? I don't think that bike has run since at least 2003. I could be wrong. Keith owned it, my best friend Keith, who's no longer with us, sadly. Yeah, I think it's at least 20 years since that bike has actually run. And when he had the bike, the piston was damaged and he had it rebored to, I think it was bored out to a 175. So it's got brand new piston in it. It's never seen fuel. It's never seen spark. So it's got essentially, even though it's never run, it's it's still got brand new piston rings. Right, 5 minutes to go. Anyone else? Would anybody else like to ask anything? So yeah, I've got quite a few projects I can do. Pinky, I need to get the engine bolted in and get a battery on it. What I might do is take TC's battery out and just put the. Oh yeah, I've got to check out the starter as well on Pinky. Hopefully, the starter is still free, and I can bolt it into the bike and turn the engine over. But with that, what I would have to do is put some oil into the cylinders the day before. There's no way I'm running that dry. I'll have to look because they're not restricted. Well, the 125. The 125, this is the RS 125DX. The DX version is rarer because it has a front disc brake or front brake disc. Vehicle you regret selling or scrapping? I regret selling my first car, even though I couldn't drive it anyway. I regret buying it, which is a weird one. I miss my Volkswagen Polo, my first Polo. I had a 6N2, and that was metallic grey, like it was like gunmetal grey almost. That was such a fun car, little dinky wheels, and it would go like a scolded cat, and so much fun to drive. And that one, basically, the here comes the questions. The valve stem seals failed in the engine, and I didn't know how to fix it, so I just sold it, and the money went towards a Volkswagen Beetle, but not a classic. I bought the black one from 2001. Favorite flavored crisps? I would have to go with Worcester sauce flavored crisps. Yep, that's my favorite crisp flavor. Worcester sauce, definitely. I never scrapped a car. That's one thing I've never done. Never scrapped a vehicle. I've only ever sold them, but not sold very many. I've not owned that many vehicles. I'm one bike I miss. I miss the Yamaha XJ600, even though I couldn't ride it because it was too tall. Because I'm a short ass. 125 is not restricted like newer models. That's the reason why they're worth so much. Oh, okay. It's interesting. There's so many variations of the 125. So many variations. What's your favorite crisps, Mystic? Yes, Bill. The Polo. Was it ever released over there, or even just for a little while? Yeah, definitely, Jason. Yeah, lots of flavour. One thing with salt and vinegar, I don't like ones where they're overly flavoured, where there's so much of it makes the corners of your mouth sore. Ketchup flavoured. Yeah, I remember those. And if anyone else remembers them, back in the 80s, I remember hedgehog flavoured crisps. If anybody remembers those, please say they remember them, because not many people do. Never sold them there. They were good little cars, the Polo. I like the bread van, but I've never driven one. Never driven a Golf either, or the Rabbit. Yeah. Sold the Bug for personal reasons. I can't go into that. Even though I miss it, I can't go into why I sold it. Oxo flavour. Mystic? Are you saying that you remember hedgehog flavoured crisps? 6 pints of cider and 12 packets of crisps, please. I used to love watching that TV show. That was so funny. 2 pints. Great show. Absolutely brilliant. Right. We've hit an hour. I'm afraid we're going to have to go. Right. Get out, you lot. You've got to go. get your coats, get out. I'm only joking with you all. I appreciate every single one of you lot, every single one of you. This channel wouldn't be what it is without you lot. So thank you very much for dropping by. Thank you very much for asking questions. And I hope that, having a chat with you guys has filled in a bit of time for you. And yeah, you're all barred. Get out. Thank you guys. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day, evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Bye bye.